Thank you, Exodi, for that introduction. And thank you to all of the businesses here, including the industry primes who will be presenting later today. As Exodi mentioned, I'm Dave Zvenich, or Dave Z, and I'm honored to be part of today's conversation. Just need to let you know, I was instructed by the team that part of my job here during this keynote is to get you all excited. And so with that in mind, I wanted to get started speaking to a reality that I hope not only gets you excited, but also inspired. So during many of these opening keynotes, the typical approach is that I start with a bit about TTS. I tell you about we're a community of federal technologists. We're on a mission to design and deliver a digital government with and for the American public. We build, buy, and deliver. And many of you may already know those details, but I wanted to talk about something you probably don't know about, which is our TTS Office of Acquisition, which has been in many respects striving to be leaders in the acquisition of innovative technologies and practices, including emerging technologies. So for those of you who don't know, TTS is a history of experimentation and acquisition innovation, going back to things like the Agile BPA and the micro-purchase platform, which I helped stand up when I first worked at 18F. And although those programs are no longer still in use, we learned a lot about how to partner with industry and how to work alongside the private sector effectively. And we're taking those learnings and applying them into our consulting and various practices today. And many of the companies that participated back then are still engaged with agile development efforts across the federal government and delivering results on behalf of the American public. In addition, solutions like within TTS, like challenge.gov, has a long history of using challenges to promote government procurement innovation. An example of a recent effort within the Technology Transformation Services Office of Acquisition. So we have 60 active awards through FY21 with a total dollar amount of about $36 million. And of that, brace yourselves, 95% have gone to small businesses and 38% to small and disadvantaged businesses. Put that in perspective, currently the FY21 GSA goal for small businesses is 30% and small disadvantaged businesses are 5%. So why is TTS able to get those kind of results? The reason is because small and disadvantaged businesses have always been required to find new and innovative ways to deliver value in order to be relevant in the market. From an emerging technology perspective, it's an exceptional time to find that opportunity. And what you have, as Exodi said, are exactly the types of capabilities we want and need in governments today. With you, the small business community, we can drive technology modernization forward. In addition, in support of implementation of the Executive Order 13985, or Advancing Racial Equity and Support for Underserved Communities through the federal government, TTS is committed and looking at ways that we can improve using data to improve our relationships with small and disadvantaged businesses and working with underrepresented communities and bringing them to the procurement table. We're even in the beginning of planning a TTS Industry Day series to offer regular engagement opportunities with TTS, to bring more transparency to the process of engaging with TTS and give us another way to provide you with clear information and to receive information about your capabilities. The fact that you are here is important. Partnerships on the industry side are critical because larger primes can help navigate the complex federal ecosystem. And from the prime's perspective, your small businesses can help bring unique value and expertise to the government. Specifically, there are enormous opportunities and partnerships through a number of GSA contract vehicles, such as the multiple award schedules and other government-wide contract vehicles, or GWACs, that remain critical. And you'll hear about many of those today. But I also wanted to spend some time actually talking about the technology. I'm honored to be a part of the General Services Administration's Technology Transformation Service and working toward the administration's four main priorities: addressing the COVID pandemic, promoting economic recovery, advancing diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility, and tackling the climate crisis. And technology is really at the core of all of these crises and can serve as solutions to many of the challenges we're seeing and will see. Specific to emerging technologies and technologies such as AI and data analytics, federal agencies are eager to better understand the opportunities and challenges that face them. Building capacity and ensuring equity and ethical approaches are a core focus of TTS. The future, as William Gibson said, is already here. It's just not evenly distributed. And we are eager to bring the expertise and insight needed to make sure that it is more widely and equitably distributed across the federal space. And I'm eager to level the playing field today. Agency partners are struggling to have the appropriate governance, policy, and tooling to support emerging technologies. We're seeing this issue firsthand within technology transformation services. Armed with capabilities in areas like data science, AI research, and machine learning engineering, we jump in to work alongside agencies who are exploring AI, RPA, data, etc. A recent example is when we tried to support an agency partner in their AI discovery and implementation, and we were challenged by the tools, timing, and lack of access. The process to support our partner took over 6 months for security clearance, getting an agency laptop and access to the agency network, and even then it was limited. It was troubling to be hired to accelerate transformation when even in starting the innovation effort is months in the making. But, and this is a critical thing, this insight is the sort of thing that allows us to provide the opportunity for training, sharing best practices, and learning, and makes us more driven to find answers to streamlining these processes for our partners. And that's why we're so excited to partner with OSDBU and ITC and others to build those capabilities across the federal enterprise. I encourage all of you that if you find a potential agency partner in emerging technology who's looking for an honest Fed-to-Fed conversation about how to use artificial intelligence, data, robotic process automation, or other emerging technologies, we at GSA are here to help them and believe the capabilities you bring to bear will make them stronger. At TTS, we have 2 themes at the foundation of all of the things we do. First, government digital services must be trusted. And second, our work must provide tangible value to our partners and the public. The Centers of Excellence, which you'll hear from Anil momentarily, are structured to bring in vendors for support during the IT modernization process overall. They work with industry to leverage commercially available solutions and expertise from industry to deliver enterprise transformation initiatives in partnerships with federal agencies. Also of particular note for cloud service providers and small businesses, FedRAMP, the FedRAMP program, which is also part of TTS, is working with 103 small businesses today. In fact, 1/3 of all cloud service providers that are authorized in process or FedRAMP ready are small businesses. FedRAMP is driven by transparency, increasing adoption of cloud computing and providing a better experience to the many customers and partners. The team recently redesigned its website to further empower agencies to use innovative cloud technologies and to continue driving security and protection of federal information. I invite all of you to take a look at the website, and I hope you will find it useful. Among the last things that I wanted to touch on again is to really focus on engagement. One of the lessons that we've learned over the years is that continuous vendor engagement and developing true partnerships with industry is a key procurement practice that TTS takes very seriously. Specifically, by increasing transparency with industry, it's just the start of ensuring that IT procurements, especially software, works well. At TTS, we are constantly exploring innovative techniques for continuous industry engagement well before the need for a software requirements even begins. This allows us to build trust and allows industry to provide feedback in our procurement processes and practices in advance of the procurement. Aligned with the administration's priorities to DEIA, the TTS Office of Acquisitions is taking a closer look at who is awarded TTS contracts to ensure that we are reaching minority-owned and socially disadvantaged businesses. This dedication can be seen in the fact that within those minority-owned small business awards, we have approximately 11% of active obligations in Hispanic American-owned companies, approximately 20% with Black American-owned, and 25% subcontinent Asian or Asian Indian American-owned companies. This is the very first step for TTS in incorporating DEIA and efforts into our acquisitions explicitly using data. I want to applaud all of our large businesses again that are here today, and I want to commend them for supporting our efforts of providing a better and clearer runway for small businesses to win work in tech. Subcontracting, I say this from personal experience, subcontracting is a great way for technology companies that are new to government procurement to gain experience and business acumen within the federal sector, while creating another revenue stream for your business. So as I wrap up, I'd like to thank OSDBU and ITC and GSA for the opportunity to work so closely in partnership around an effort that is important to the priorities of the administration, TTS, and the federal IT community.